Welcome back to Mallory Park for GP Racing Dream. The next step, it's the Aprilia RRV 450. Steve's waiting for him on the grid.
Number 100, Connor Tagg, pole position for the second Aprilia RRV 450 challenge. Jake Dixon, though, look at him molestering grid girls. Jake here, championship leader after that first race win. James Folkart here, well, he didn't look too happy with third, and Phil Canessa is definitely going to want to get himself on the podium. We're going to take a closer look at the tyres, though, of course, Bridgestone controlled tyres, and I went over to Whole Beach Motorcycle Tyres a little bit earlier and had a word with Gary Hartstall. So let's take a look at the tyres then in the Aprilia RRV 450s, and it's a Bridgestone control tyre this season. Gary's here from Bridgestone. Gary, Bridgestone tyres, questions were asked about these tyres a couple of seasons ago. They've come on leaps and bounds. Connor Tagg yesterday broke the lap record. He'd already done one race. He pulled into the pit lane, went out, got the lap record. You've got a tyre with you. Tell us how they've come on over the last few years.
Well, I think our involvement with MotoGP, since the early 2000s, really, and that particular sort of technology is now filtering down into the road tyres. And as you just said, Connor Tagg knocked half a second off the lap record, which was set last year. But not only are we got massive amounts of grip that were coming, we've also got lots of durability. As you just said, Connor came in from one race, straight back out into another race, went out, set a lap record, and the tyres are wearing absolutely fantastically well.
Now you've got the dry and the wet tyre here with you. This is the dry tyre. Dunlop have traditionally always been the favoured choice. Last season the 450s had the Dunlops, but as you say, the stats don't tell lies.
The stats don't tell lies, no, and obviously we tested before we got the deal with Thundersport early in the year, and we went to Spain and tested back-to-back against our competitors. The Bridgestone came out on top. So thanks to Dave and Bernadette and everybody at Thundersport for giving us the opportunity to showcase our products, really.
Now, the wet tyres, how are they standing up?
The wets, again, we've got a very, very sort of a bizarre tread pattern on here, as you can see. But that just seems to be the way that it's going. Obviously, a few years ago, you used to have lots of big blocks on the, almost like a tractor tyre, if you like. But now with modern technology and or sort of modern compounds, more to the point, where we can actually soak the water up and disperse it with, in addition to having the grooves and the sipes on the tyre as well. Again, MotoGP technology, it all does us good, and it's now filtering down to us guys, and obviously the guys in the Thundersport paddock, and they're all benefiting from it.
Well, Gary, thanks for talking to us and joining us here from the Whole Beach Tyres setup. That's it then from the tyres. You've heard it here first. Can Connor Tagg break his own lap record again? Robin, back over to you.
Thanks very much, Steve, and thanks to Gary too. Absolutely fascinating stuff. Do enjoy all that information about tyres and tyre technology, but it's back to race time. The Aprilia RRV 450 GPs are just about ready to roll. Cinco's walkabout, the rights go out and away. Down towards Gerrards they go. Connor Tagg, Jake Dixon, James Folkart and Phil Canessa were the front row, and as they charged down there through Gerrards, well, James Folkart trapped up against the curbs there with Jake Dixon for the first time of asking Steve, and as they come out down the back straight towards Ed Wieners, it's who's going to be last off the brakes.
Yeah, it's James Folkart that's managed to get into Ed Wieners in front of Jake Dixon. A good start there from Phil Canessa in third, and he's just up ahead of Connor Tagg, number 100.
Yeah, brilliant start for Phil Canessa. There he is, number 29 there. Connor thinking about running up the inside into Shaw's, and Sam Cox, number 54, sat in there in fifth place. Oh, and he just charges into the concrete there on the inside, sits up, luckily stays on board, Steve, but that would have gone through his heart and soul.
Yeah, that would have felt quite large, I would imagine, for Sam Cox. That's a bit moment. Just bit at the back end, but good to see that he's okay. Sam been having a good weekend here. He's just ahead there as number 19, Blake Wald, but at the front, it's Folkart from Dixon, from Tagg. Tagg's trying to mount a challenge on Phil Canessa at the moment, and I think he's in the slipstream. There's Jordan Hull just going through. Let's have a look and see if Tagg can move up to third. Yes, he can.
Yep, the entry into Ed Wieners, very popular spot for overtaking, but of course, easy to get it all wrong. You can leave your braking as late as you like in there, but then you've got to really get in there, get it over onto the left-hand side and sit the bike up. All sorts of people have been making all sorts of mistakes there throughout this weekend, but these youngsters have got it absolutely nailed at the moment, and it's game on again at the front. Folkart, Dixon and Tagg, and there, number 29, Phil Canessa in fourth place.
Yes, and remember, there's just a handful of points now between number 43, James Folkart, and Jake Dixon in the points, as Connor Tagg there in second position gets ready for that lovely line through Gerrard's corner on the knee. He's going to get some supreme drive out of the exit here. He'll then try and pull out of the slipstream of Folkart and perhaps have a look up the inside into Ed Wieners.
Well, he's done it once to Jake Dixon, but Jake Dixon does it back to him. Oh, and he's done
wow.
them both. He's done them both, Steve.
Unbelievable stuff there from Dixon, and I'm sure Folkard wasn't expecting that. Once again, from third to first, Jake Dixon leads it.
Fantastic stuff, yes. James Folkard looking to run up the inside into Shaw's hairpin, and he goes to the front. We've had 3 different leaders, well, and Jake Dixon comes back at him with 3 different leaders in 3 corners here at Mallory Park. Fantastic stuff, and there Phil Canessa still hanging on in 4th place, trying desperately to stay in touch with the guys ahead, but look at him fanning out. It's almost 3 abreast as they run down into Gerrard's.
Yeah, Phil Canessa just trying as hard as he can to get involved in this battle. I think he's a couple of races away still from being able to get that race win, but it's an enormous improvement from the Norfolk rider. But look at this at the front here. Who's going to get into Edwina's this time? It's Dixon again. He slams it up the inside there of James Folkard. Connor Tagg just sitting there in 3rd, and maybe it's Connor Tagg's turn just to sit and watch this one unfold.
All 3 of these guys have had an opportunity to lead this race, and Tagg thinks about the inside up into Shaw's, thinks better of it, just settles back neatly there. And as you alluded to earlier, Steve, Connor Tagg has very, very neat lines around this circuit indeed. Particularly once he gets off this straight into Gerrard, he just gets the bike over, and he seems to have it over virtually until they arrive at Edwina's.
Yeah, he's a great rider, lovely style to watch as he makes his way around. You can just see this almost relaxed Rossi style through the first corner. And, well, he's lining himself up now. Dixon's been supreme on the brakes so far into Edwina's, but look at Folkard then. Folkard up the inside of Tagg then into Edwina's. He moves back up into 2nd position. So it's Dixon from Folkard from Tagg. Canessa just falling back a little bit, but still in 4th position.
And a good battle behind. I think Sam Cox still in the mix there with Blake Walls and Michael Clifford having a better race this time round as James Folkard almost runs into the back of Connor Tagg up there at Shaw's, and Dixon just for a moment, a little bit of respite, and pulls out half a dozen feet advantage in front. There we see Sam Cox tucked in 5th place, under pressure from number 3, Michael Clifford, who tries to run around the outside of him under the Jordan Road Servicing Bridge. Can't quite make it stick yet though.
Yes.
Oh, he had to actually,
he
beg his
has,
pardon, he just squeaked by.
There he is, number 3, Michael Clifford, a good move there. Blake Walls, number 19, just ahead of Clifford. And there's Sam Cox, 54. Not the best race of the weekend from Sam. He has visited the podium already. Massive improvements, but this is the race back at the front then. Number 35, Jake Dixon. If it ends like this, he will be the new championship leader. He's just ahead there of Connor Tagg, number 100, who's got a little bit of catching up to do in the points. Of Folkard, once again, will be, well, I would imagine, not very amused to be in 3rd position.
No, he's there in the game though, isn't he? And as we've seen, he's been one of the 3 leaders of this race so far, but interesting to see Jake Dixon just have a little look over the shoulder there, straight into the eyes of Connor Tagg, who just nips round him as they cross the start-finish line. So Connor Tagg, number 100, back to the front, Dixie in 2nd, and James Folkard, that watching brief there, in 3rd place.
Let's have a look at Dixon on the break, so we can't just yet because we're looking at this battle. That's 54, Sam Cox still behind number 3, Michael Clifford and Blake Walls. There, that is the battle for 6th, 7th and 8th. Tagg then makes his way up into Shaw's hairpin. This was where Tagg really likes to be, out front without any enormous pressure, and Folkard just seems to have dropped off the back of these 2 a little bit.
Yes, indeed, just watching as the leaders come up behind a couple of slower riders. They've got to do a little bit of negotiating here, but nice wide open spaces at Mallory Park as they go out onto their last lap. Connor Tagg with the lead, and well, I'll tell you what, Jake Dixon's just put in the fastest lap of the race, so plenty more in this one, Steve, I think, as they come upon that back marker, and it was a vantage Tagg there.
Yes, it was, and well, on this last lap, I'm not sure if Dixie's got anything left. There's just going to be Shaw's hairpin and the bus stop left to go. Folkard's out of it. He's going to finish in 3rd position if he keeps it upright. But Dixon needs some really good drive out of the S's here and up the hill. Tagg looks to have got it. Dixon's going to have a look though.
Oh, he is. He's up the inside. He's going to go through into the lead. Can he hold it tight? Well, no, he can't. Yes, he can.
Oh, Dixon just gets up the inside there, last minute. Oh, a tag then in second position, surely. Well, it looks like it's going to be Dixon's here, but Tag's got some amazing drive under that last corner. It's across the line.
Oh, he's just done it by 80 thousandths of a second. Connor Tag takes the win. How close do you like it, folks? Lovely stuff from the Aprilia RRV 450 GPs. Connor Tag then wins by a whisker from Jake Dixon, James Folkart third. Phil Canessa eventually finishing fourth ahead of Sam Cox and Blake Wolds. Michael Clifford was seventh, Jamie Thackeray eighth, Jordan Hole ninth, and Luke Thackeray rounding out the top 10. And there we see a very happy Connor Tag in between Jake Dixon and James Folkart. Championship standings, Jake Dixon has just taken over at the top for the first time this year. From James Folkart, now down to second, then Connor Tag, Jamie Thackeray, Blake Wolds and Sam Cox.
Third in that race, James Folkart. Maybe not the best weekend for you. I'm sure you'd want to be on the top step, but there's always another round.
Yeah, this is well, in my opinion, more suited to the smaller lads, get out the corners, you know, they weigh a lot less. But yeah, third we're happy with, obviously. So I'd just like to thank Blue Flame Exhaust. We've got a different exhaust on, so probably wouldn't be able to keep up with them at all if we never had that. Minas Pablo solicitors, brilliant. They're just amazing all the time. All the team. Girlfriend Charlie stood there smiling at me, and all Smiths, mum's dad, so on, etc, etc. Thank you very much.
Well done to you, James. We move on to Jake Dixon. Jake, you tried everything you could in that last race to get the win. The only consolation is you got the lap record.
Yeah, I'm glad I got the lap record. I was pushing really hard. I didn't think I was going to do Connor, but I thought I might as well have a go. I've got nowhere else to pass him, so did him, but he outdragged me to the line, so fair play to Connor. He rode a brilliant race, and so did James.
But you've ended the weekend as championship leader. Brilliant, superb time for you. You go into Snetterton with a nice lead. Plenty of people to thank as well.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank my team for just being a great bike again this weekend, just like always. And my pit boarding was just brilliant, the signals they're giving me, and just thanks to Keith who was doing it. So cheers to everyone, and cheers for Mary for getting my lap time sheets afterwards. So cheers.
Well done to you, Jake, and finally move on to race winner Connor Tag. Connor, a lot better this weekend than Cadwell. You've clawed back some big points.
Yeah, I didn't have a very good weekend. I didn't really feel one with the bike, but I felt a lot more confident this weekend, and I'm just slowly building up.
And at Snetterton then, you're hoping to claw back even more?
Yeah, I'm hoping for a few wins, at least, because I need the points, because I really need to gain a few points back.
And thanks to sponsors?
Yeah, thank you to my mum and dad, definitely, and Dave and Bernadette, Ian Newton and Myra, Bridgestone, PP Construction, and everyone who's supported me at home.
Well done to you, Connor. We'll see you at the next one.
Thank you.